In the heart of the shimmering lunar bloom forest lived a fairy named Villora. With wings of pure gold and eyes like sunlight on water, she was known as the kindest fairy in the realm. Villora possessed a rare gift. She could feel the emotions of everything around her. If a flower drooped in sadness, her gentle hum would make its petals lift. When a baby bird was too scared to fly, her laughter gave it the courage it needed. Every fairy adored her. The saying in the forest was, "Ask Villora, her heart never says no." And it was true. Her kindness knew no bounds, but even the kindest hearts faced tests. One evening, as the sun melted into the horizon, Villora heard faint crying from the forest's edge. She discovered a lost human child, trembling and alone. Now, ancient fairy lore strictly forbids helping humans. But seeing the child so frightened, Villora's heart ached. She gently lifted the child with her magic, whispering, "Don't be afraid, I'll take you home." Just as she took flight, the sky turned black. A ferocious storm ripped through the forest. Lightning set trees ablaze, rivers overflowed, and the beautiful blossoms of lunar bloom began to fall. Villora managed to return the child safely, but when she returned, the forest was in ruins. The other fairies gathered, their faces filled with fear and anger. "She brought a human into our forest," one shouted. "The storm came because of her," another accused. Soon, whispers turned to cruel words. "Villora brings bad luck. Her kindness has cursed us." Villora tried to explain, but no one would listen. Even her closest friends turned their backs on her. Heartbroken, she sat alone under a charred tree, her golden wings dimming as her tears fell. Days turned into weeks. Villora stopped using her magic. The very flowers she once healed now wilted as she passed. The whispers had found a home in her heart. "Maybe they're right," she thought. "Maybe I am a curse." And so, her golden wings faded to a gloomy violet grey. She retreated deep into the forgotten, sunless parts of the forest, building a crystal cave of silence and sorrow. The fairies now called her the Shadow Fairy, a creature to be pitied and feared. Years passed. The forest healed, but a quiet sadness lingered. One day, a young fairy named Mira, who grew up hearing tales of the bad Shadow Fairy, felt there was more to the story. Ignoring all warnings, she followed a trail of withered flowers to the crystal cave. There sat Villora, her wings folded, her face hidden in darkness. "Why are you here, little one?" Villora's voice was tired, like wind through old leaves. "To see if the stories are true," Mira replied gently. Villora let out a hollow laugh. "Then you see for yourself. I am the curse." But Mira shook her head. "No, I see sadness, not evil. I see a fairy who once cared too much." Villora looked up, startled. "You don't know what I did." "I know you tried to save someone," Mira said. "Sometimes, when we do good, the world doesn't understand. But that doesn't make kindness a curse." For the first time in years, a flicker of hope ignited in Villora's heart. "You remind me of someone," Villora whispered. "A child, lost and afraid. I saved her, but it cost me everything." Mira smiled softly. "Maybe I was that child. You saved me, and I came back. Not to fear you, but to thank you." Tears filled Villora's eyes, glowing like tiny stars as they fell. Where they touched the ground, beautiful flowers began to bloom. The dark cave shimmered with new light. Mira took Villora's hand. "You see, your heart still knows how to love. It was just hiding." Villora smiled, and her wings began to shimmer, returning in waves of gold and soft violet, a blend of light and shadow. Stepping out of the cave, the entire forest seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. From that day on, she was known not as the Shadow Fairy, but as the guardian of balance. A fairy who understood both pain and light. Her story taught everyone that even the kindest hearts can fall, but true goodness always finds its way back. Because as Villora learned, even shadows can shine again. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that make you think. See you next time.